What's going on, guys? Welcome back to RC Everyday. Something a little different on the channel. Try to keep a variety. We're going to try to build a 24 scale axial SCX24 without an axial SCX24. So out at USDE, my buddy Mr. Kilborn brought me basically an upgrade kit for an SCX24. He did include a Bronco body set. You can tell I may have already made plans to go a different route. I don't know. I've never had one of these apart. I've never had one. So I'm not sure. I know I'm missing stuff, obviously. I've got all these links over here, Yeah Racing aluminum links that I had bought for the Glacier pickup to try and make it work better. And it didn't work out. So those are SCX24 specific, so that's good. Yeah, we've got a J-Team's carbon chassis. Yep. Not sure. This may actually kind of, not quite. We'll have to see how it fits. Might be worth chopping, putting in there. I don't know. We got some shocks from J-Team. This is part of the chassis. Friends at Shaka Hobbies gave me a skid plate because I did not have one. He's got a box full of spare parts, and while I was there I picked up an Endura gearbox. This is all metal gear, cheap enough. Okay, I'll go ahead and grab it. Other than that, we've got some axles that are beautiful aluminum. This one has a Treal cover. This one has a Treal cover also, different colors. Nice aluminum looking stuff. I'm not sure how it all attaches, but we'll figure it out. We've got some Treal weighted brass front knuckles. That's what I was getting to start looking at right now because I had to go find some smaller stuff. What is this? 0.05 to take the stock one off. Looks like I've got bearings in there already. These, I think, are just diff covers as well. They don't have any labels on the package. They look like diff covers. They are weighted brass. They say J-Team on them. Those are both the same. It's just got long hardware for that. So yeah, I got these tires and wheels. I took them off the Glacier. I don't know if these are too big or too small or what. We'll figure it out. So yeah, I'm going to start tinkering around with this and see. I'd like to at least get it to a roller. I know I don't have drive shafts, and I don't have a motor. I don't have any electronics. And I know I want to paint that body and weather it. And that's about it. So let's see what we can make happen. Alright guys, so I think I'm at a stopping point for today. I've got to get some hardware. I think I got the transmission in. Again, I'll have to have it out because I don't have a motor. But yeah, I started looking at the 4-link stuff. I'm running out of hardware. I cut open some extra, these other axle diff covers to steal some bolts. Now they're too long, and the other ones I have are too short. But I'm starting to understand it a little bit. You know, got to figure out drive shafts. I couldn't find anything. My internet's not working very good right now, so I haven't been able to find this chassis and see, you know, I'm sure some of this is a roof or other things. I don't know. I'm new to all this, but I mean, that's the roof. But I don't know if we're going to use all that because I want to use that hot rod body. I was looking at ways I could cut and make it fit pretty far down over where this would actually be up in it. I just have to notch the back for the ramps and trim out some of these mounts in the front. But I don't know. I got to order some more parts, so let's fast forward to the future. All right, guys. A couple days have passed. I got some stuff. Went a little crazy on Amazon. You know how it goes. Got us a hardware set with some styrofoam in it. I was running out of stuff. This even has axle pins, which is good. Yeah. Found some tweezers to grab this tiny nonsense with. I've got a front 4-link mount / servo mount. I still don't have a servo. I thought I had a Reese 99 laying around, but I think we went ahead and put that in number 3 rat rod. Some metal steering links, metal servo horn came with that, and a rear upper 4-link mount that's aluminum. It does have a plastic one on there. I figured, you know, we're already there with all this aluminum stuff. I got some brass hubs because I only had 2 wheel nuts, and I realized these won't work with the Treal weighted knuckles, so it's a good thing that we got extra axle pins because I was missing those too. But I do have 2 regular hexes we can throw on the front, and yeah, get by just fine with those on the rear. Picked up the cheapest, gnarliest looking little tire I could find. These were, they say BRK RC, I don't have a clue. Nice compound, and for keeping it T-real. I haven't had much Treal stuff before, so I picked up some of their little wheels. I mean, this stuff is so affordable at this scale. I mean, if this was 1.9s, this would be 120 bucks, and this was like 30. So that's some cool looking wheels, and so got some drive shafts, which I have no idea if they're the right length whatsoever. That front one is tiny, and that back one is 1 mile long. So I don't know what wheelbase we're going to run with this. I don't know nothing about these little things. So we're just going to keep piecing together what we've got. We've got some J-Team shocks still. And we've got all of my miscellaneous links to try and make this thing work. And that's another diff cover. All right, so I don't need that. So then we'll get started with the tires and wheels because that's something I know. And we'll kind of build our way up. We'll start with the axles, get the axles all done, get the steering links on, get the knuckles, or the hubs, the hexes on, and get tires and wheels mounted. And then we'll do, or well, I don't know. We gotta get the axles hung and get the tires and wheels on, get this thing a roller first, and then we start looking at suspension placement because this has a ton of different spots on it to mount shocks. I don't know how high I want it to set. Ideally, I want it to set very low, but I don't know. A lot of new things, so let's get to work. guys. I don't know what I'm doing with this thing, but I think we're on the right track. So I haven't figured out shock placement yet. I've got all the axles in. I did mess up and order the wrong drive shafts. I believe I got the one for the Gladiator. I was thinking this was going to be a longer setup, and yeah, it's not. So the front one fit. Back one is way too long. We may be able to actually cut that down. I'm not sure. Depends on how far the threads on this end go in here. Did that once before on a cheap off-brand shaft, and I, cut it off, and there was no threads in the rest of it, so ruined it completely. Not sure how Treal does theirs, so could be an option. Yeah, I did a little work on the chassis to get the front lower of the body. I haven't figured out how to attach the body yet. It did have little clips on it, but there was just no way it would fit over any of this. I got it down. It's a little bit higher on the front, and it just looked weird. So I needed to make a hood. I found a piece of sheet metal that I'd already bent something in years ago, and yeah, a little bit of hammer, and it fit the radius perfect. First try. I don't know about the grill or anything. I just bent it to add a little rigidity, but it fits actually perfect on the radius of the body. It's just a hair narrower, but it still grabs onto it and actually holds on to the body. So we'll have to throw some little screws or something in that once we get to that point. But yeah, got the links all sorted out. I was not, I have these, racing, I think they're hot racing link kits, and they had the little triangle piece. So I wasn't thinking about that. I went ahead and put a straight 4-link on the back, and I was going to do the same on the front, and it didn't work out because the front upper 4-link mount is different, and it's made for that link. So I did that, and then I had the rods so the front didn't stick out a mile, which I thought might have been cool, but I don't know. We don't want a suicide front axle on this. It'd be way too long. So right now it's kind of proportionate. I've got tons of hardware now. I've got all this extra stuff open. I put together the Treal wheels. I did upgrade to the wider hexes. It was nice of them to include that, so I needed it for clearance. So also another issue I ran into, these are 7mm hexes. They would not work in the front. The pin is a little bit bigger than the slot that these have. I don't know where these came from. They were just on the axle. I only had 2 of them. So I did take 2 of my weighted hexes and shave about 5mm off the back of them with the bench grinder, and I got it to where it'll clear the weighted knuckle on the front. And yeah, more weight the merrier. So this thing is looking pretty cool. These axles are absolutely gorgeous. I like the way this all fits up. The chassis and everything fits really well. I don't know yet. I was thinking the battery, depending on what size we run, could go under the hood. We could maybe, well, no, we're going to have a servo. That's going to affect the ride height a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. We got time to figure that out. So I've got to find, come on, put the hood back on. There we go. I've got to find a shorter rear drive shaft. I need to get a servo, which I thought I had reefs floating around, but I do not. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't really want to spend another $60 on a servo because I just bought some that won't work for this, but spent my allowance on servo money. But I think other than electronics, that's really all we got left. Then we'll paint and body and stuff. I was actually thinking about making some sheet metal bedsides for this too. That'd be easy to do, kind of like number 2 has, and bolting them over this, and then our shocks can mount outside of that wherever they need to be. I didn't even bother putting the front shocks on yet because again, I don't know what to do next, so it may take me a little bit to find the right size drive shaft and all that, but I'm pretty happy with how this come out. I got a lot further than I thought I was going to. Again, these are the cheapest tires I could find. They were the most rowdy looking ones. Got the Treal wheels. They were reasonably priced for nice quality stuff, so can't beat it. So we'll see what this thing becomes. Let me get you some more looks at it before we go. So that print's not the finest resolution, but I think we can clean it up a little bit. The sheet metal hood, it's easy. We could let it rust. We could do whatever. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do yet, but it's starting to take shape. It's kind of cool, but I'm gonna quit yammering on, and yeah, get out there and do something with the hobby, guys. Appreciate y'all watching. Keep it scale, and I'll see y'all in the next video.